Why are we acting brand new? Nah, dead ass though. Like, why are we acting brand new? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why are we acting like, I'm recording this on Valentine's Day. I have no Valentine. Why are we acting like I'm not acting crazy out here in these streets? I know my time coming. I gotta take a L sometimes. Why are we acting like in the NBA lottery? This hasn't been happening for years. It's the most confusing thing in the world for me. I really don't get it. I don't. Not one bit. Because we've been seeing it. Let's talk about the modern day era. I I grew up Philly every single year, tanking. They've had it be 2 years, you feel what I'm saying? Trust the process. We've seen it all. I've seen people really the Spurs take for one B. I've seen people last year tank for Cooper Flags. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen the Warriors literally. I mean, Steph was hurt, Clay was recovering, but and their team was generally bad. So this might be not the best excuse, but we've seen OKC even which is in the top of the league right now. Tank like Shea used to sit. And then you have Kendrick Perkins on TV. Oh no, bro, but it's really bad. Yes, it's really bad this year because it's a generational draft. Yes, it's really bad, but we've already seen it's not going to be like that next year. The Wizards have made moves to be better for next year. The Utah Jazz have made moves to be better for next year. Isn't that two teams that are taking? So when they don't, next year draft is like this year draft. So when I don't do it next year, what will be the conversation? Oh, I guess another team will just come down and start tanking. I don't think it's a problem. Honestly, I don't think it's a problem. I don't. You can say, yo, what about the integrity of the league? Read a this, read a that, read a what, read a huh. I don't think it's that big of a problem. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm kind of for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not for like obviously all competitive integrity just being out the window. We've seen the Utah Jazz win some games recently. Y'all know that, right? We saw the Indiana Pacers go blow for blow against the Knicks in overtime a couple days ago. Y'all know that, right? Yes, they're taking. Yes, they're being nasty. Yes, I'm complaining myself. I'm nulling all shit with the Pelicans picking. The Pelicans aren't tanking. They're trying to win. The other teams around them are tanking. I might get a worse pick from what I want. Yes, the NBA could do a better job, as in adding implications of you can't get a top 5 pick or top 3 pick 2 years in a row. Yes, the NBA can do that, but like even with all the implications, taking is always going to happen because, or a team can just be integrally bad. So if a team's just bad, like bad, are they are like what how are we gonna determine if a team's tanking or a team was just dog shit? And then, for example, like the Utah Jazz, where we have Jaren that just went out for a season-ending injury. What if they announced that Lowry's a season-ending injury? Like, how do you? What if he's not really hurt? How are we going to determine? That's where I have the problem with like the moral compass of tanking and not tanking is always going to be there. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's always it's not gonna stop. Like we're gonna have so many questions. Yes, the NBA can add things to make it more embracing for it can't be less obvious that a team is doing it, but I don't think we get the OKC Thunder if they don't tank. We don't get the beauty of basketball that's going on right now if they don't tank. We don't get the Detroit Pistons getting Cade Cunningham and then getting Asar Thompson and then getting Jalen Duren and slowly. Like, when you tank, you don't take forever. I wanted to talk about some of the teams, and some of the teams that are quote unquote taking this year, they're not even active tankers. We're acting like they're active tankers. They do this every year. They don't do this every year. Let's talk about it. So we have the Sacramento Kings. They have not been tanking for years. We've been been asking the Sacramento Kings to take for years because they haven't been good. or they just they're mid. Like, did we forget about De'Aaron Fox in the plan? Is this like not their first year tanking? Going for a top pick. The Pelicans are just bad. They have talent. They're just bad. They're not even tanking. They're just, they're dead. Just 15-41 bad. The Utah Jazz. Utah had Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. What, 5 years ago? Making number one seeds in playoffs and stuff like that. And then they traded for Laurie, and then they made like a semi-playoff push and stuff like that. But the last 2 years, they've had some obvious tanks. But other than that, the Dallas Mavericks. Didn't they just have? I mean, they had Luka Doncic on their team. That's a mistake of themselves. The Memphis Grizzlies, aren't they the team that was in the playoffs every single year? And even some of these playing teams, like obviously the only one that you can say is the Portland Trailblazers. They weren't tanking. Well, didn't the Houston Rockets tank for the most part and got Jabari Smith Jr., Sengun, and Ben Thompson, and now I've built a core and we're not going to be thinking about them tanking for the next 10 plus years? Interesting. It's like they tank for a year, and maybe they're bad, or they're just generally bad because the Houston Rockets were generally bad. They have Steven Silas as their head coach. Not a great head coach, I'm sorry to say that. But he could be a good coach, but head coach, no. He even admitted to it. Then we have in the Eastern Conference, we have the Washington Wizards. They've been pretty bad for a couple years now. But I think they were generally bad the last couple years. Yes, they sat players, sat like but sitting like they had Kyle Kuzma as a leader last year. Yes, this year they're taking Sting Sar. Sharif Cooper is playing 30 minutes in the NBA. Sharif Cooper won them a game a couple weeks ago. And the point is, the players are not going out there and not being competitive. Yes, you're not putting your best player on the court. Yeah, when it's crunch time. Yes, that's bad. I agree with that. Mm, But I think the Wizards are generally bad. The Pacers, yes, they're obviously tanking this year. We know this, but the Pacers are the same team that I can remember how many times since the 2000s have the Pacers been not in the playoffs or competitive of some sort. You can count on your hands, to be honest. The Brooklyn Nets, they are generally just a terrible organization, but you can also make the argument they are generally bad. Like they weren't tanking at the start of the season. They had all their players playing, and they were generally bad. The Milwaukee Bucks, obviously not tanking. Chicago Bulls, I've been begging them to tank. The Bulls fans have been begging them to tank. So how bad is tanking? I just named 10 teams in the bottom of the NBA. Are they? Some of them are genuinely just bad teams. Yes, they're not playing their players in the fourth quarter. Yes, they could have won some more of the games if possible if they did that. But like, I feel like the Tank Fest has started really a little bit earlier than usual. It started in February, which last year starts in March. But even with that being said, like it's just a moral compass, and it's the flipping in the NBA. Like this happens all the time. Teams become bad teams. Small market teams that are not the Los Angeles Lakers become bad and then good, and then bad and then good, and then bad and good. I told you guys. I just broke it up. I just broke it down for y'all. I got no hoes. Respectfully, woman. I I'm not speaking to no one right now. My time. Look at me. My time is coming. I got a big ass for it, but my time is coming. That's the point of the matter. like, what are we saying? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We gotta complain about better things. There's way more things to complain about in the NBA. Tanking. Why is this a 2 weeks long conversation all over social media? Why like what? Like I don't get it. Like these some of these teams are genuinely bad, or they've been taking for a year or two. You act like they've been taking for 10 years. Fuck. Listen, guys. Thank you for watching the video. You know what I'm saying? I am about to go edit this. I am about to go make more ideas. I'm just happy I'm consistent. I'm enjoying making videos. Even if like people don't comment. I'm just enjoying talking about basketball right now. So if you do want to comment, you do want to see more videos, you do want to talk to me, leave a like, leave a subscribe, comment. Say what y'all did for Valentine's Day. If you social media down below. Hello. You have a good one. Bye. Love y'all.